All right, what's happening? Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are going to do some more play testing of Glory Days College Football, currently in development, and again slated for release at the end of the 2021 college football regular and bowl season. So last test game we had Army upset Northwestern 6-3, and they are going to travel to take on Clemson today and see if they can duplicate that feat. It'll be a much harder task. For as good as Army's defense is, Clemson's offense is a ton better than Northwestern. So we'll see how things go. We've already rolled for the coin toss, and Army again won the toss and has elected to receive. So Clemson's going to kick it off, and Clemson's kickoffs are an A, which means it's probably going to be a touchback. And as I say that, this one comes down to the goal line. Army's going to return this, and they are a C on kickoff returns. So C and a roll of 7, and that's going to be returned only to the 11-yard line. So they came out worse than if they'd accepted the touchback. All right. First drive of the ball game. Army. Now, Army's going to be operating talent factor wise at for drives, they'll be operating at a -7, which is going to be very hard for them to overcome. Clemson on their drives will be operating at a +3 on the drive chart, which is right here. So 84 and 84, actually, Army, right out of the gate, they rip off a big play. So we're going to go to the big play chart and the big play 2 chart. And the way this works is you'll roll the 2 dice to see if it's a run or a pass when the big play comes off the main drive chart. And then the second dice goes to the big play run or big play pass column 2. So here we go. This would have been first down. So 0 to 8, it's going to be a run. And of course, it's a 9. So we get a big pass play for Army. I'm just making my score note. Sorry about that. So 0 on the big play pass 2, and Army coming out of the gate. Tyler goes deep, and that is going to be a 51-yard pass. Army catching Clemson on their back foot. That pass is going to be completed to Cameron. So Cameron, a 51-yard catch to start the game. And that's going to put Army down at the Clemson 38-yard line with an active drive, and it'll be 1st and 10 following a big play. Big shocker there. Hey, what's up, Matt? Welcome, buddy. So right out of the gate, Army play action goes deep, 51 yards, and Clemson, their defensive coordinator, Max Venables, is quite upset. This is going to be a run play. And again, here it's Army's run offense is a 9. It's been reduced to a 7 due to talent factor. Their pass offense is reduced to a 1. So that big pass play they got right out of the gate might be the last positive thing that happens in the passing game for them. All right, 6 and a 5, and it's going to be a -1 for Army. And 3 on the -1 column, that's going to be a 3-yard gain. Ball carrier on that's going to be Tyler. So 2nd down and 7 as they get to the Clemson 35-yard line. 2nd down, 0 and 7. It's going to be a pass or a run. I'm sorry. This will be a short pass, however. And again, not where Army wants to be there, as the passing is going to be terrible. It's going to be -2 on a short pass roll of 6. And that's going to be a predictable incomplete pass. So that'll bring up 3rd down from the 35-yard line. And Army's coach, Jeff Lonkin, famous for using analytics to determine when to go for it. It's going to be 3rd and 6+ here. And it's going to be a long pass attempt. Now, Clemson here, Army, again, terrible. It's only going to be a single star for them. And it's going to be 3 stars for Clemson because, again, 3rd and 6, they are expecting a long pass. So Army going over the top, it's going to be a -2 and a roll of 1. That's going to be incomplete. So a promising drive stalls. It is 4th down, and from this range or this spot on the field, This would be a 52-yard field goal, and Army's maximum field goal attempt is only 43. So if they were to try this for each yard over, it would be -10. So this would be a 0 to 7 to be successful. No choice here but to go for it on 4th down and 7. Let's see what they do. All right, short pass play, and they actually come out a little bit favorable here. It's going to be 1 star against no stars. So Army going +1 on the short pass and a roll of 3. That's an 8-yard gain, and that's going to be a 1st down. So Army, recipient of that pass is going to be Catterbone. So 8 yards, and they threaded the needle there. They needed 7, got 8, and barely snuck that in between some incompletions. So 8 yards, that's going to take it down to the 27-yard line of Clemson. 1st down and 10. And Army, who couldn't move the ball at all against Northwestern, having success on their first drive here. Hey, what's up, G-Puck? Welcome, buddy. Been a while. How you doing? So they're having right out of the gate against Clemson. This is going to be a run play, and a 5 and a 4 are going to be -1. 8 on the -1. That's going to be a 5-yard carry by Tyler, his 2nd carry in the play-by-play sequence. So 2nd down and 5 from the 22. And again, Army seeing success early against Clemson, something they didn't generate. They only had 110 or 112 total yards against Northwestern. And they were able to win that game thanks to a turnover. So 2nd down, it's going to be another run play. And Army, 4 and a 5 are the rolls. And this is going to be a +1 for Army, roll of 4 and 4. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. Ball carrier on that is going to be Buchanan. So Army's got yet another 1st down as they get down to the Clemson 16, 1st and 10. And Venables on the Clemson sideline screaming at his charges on defense. Army, though, right back up to the ball. 4 and a 3. This is going to be -1 on the run play, and that's going to be another 5-yard gain. And ball carrier on this is going to be McCoy. So Army having a great deal of success here against Clemson on their first drive. Going to be 2nd down and 5. Pretty sure we're going to get a run play here, and it is going to be a run play indeed. A 3 and a 5, that's going to be another +1 result for Army. +1 result, 5-yard gain again. Ball carrier on that is going to be Anderson. So Army mixing it up, and that gets it down to the Clemson 6-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down, 1st and goal from the 6 for Army. And possible penalty and 20, that is going to be a defensive penalty. We will come back and check that based on the result. So 3s for both. That's going to be a -1 for Army and 7 on -1 on a run play. Actually, I'm sorry. That's going to be a long pass call. 7 on the long pass. That's going to be even worse. So that is going to be a -2 on the long pass roll of 7. And -2, 7, that's going to be incomplete. They are going to take the penalty. Let's see what it is. Defensive penalty on Clemson. 18 and 18 on the defensive penalty. That's going to be a pass interference call. So by spot of the foul, we'll say that is placed at the 1-yard line, and that is going to be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Black Knights. And they're looking to shock the world and get up on Clemson early in this one. And 1st and goal, it's going to be a run play, of course. And Army, 3 stars on their run against 3 stars defensively for Clemson, a 0 result. And 8 on the 0 column, that's going to be a 5-yard gain. And the ball carrier there, 13, is Anderson. And Army has marched right down the field, taking advantage of a big play. And they are up 6-0 pending the extra point on Clemson. And again, they completely struggled, only scored 6 points against Northwestern. But it's going to be a 7-0 lead. And Clemson's going to have to make some adjustments on defense as Army gets set to kick off to them. Again, Army's kickoff is a D, and Clemson's kickoff return is a B. So 0, that's going to be a touchback. So Clemson's going to start their first drive from their own 25-yard line. And simulated portion of the drive for the Tigers, as Trevor Lawrence look to get them right back into this. And a roll of 14 on a +3, and Clemson is going to have to punt. Unbelievable. 15, and this is crazy. Crazy start, at least. It's going to be a 3-and-out for Clemson. Holy. So up to the 32, and this game has started completely different than the last game we had, which was a defensive slogfest throughout. Here, Army goes right down the field their first drive and then stops Clemson 3-and-out, and punt for the Tigers. 4 on the punt, and Clemson's punt is a B. So 4 and B, and that is going to be a 56-yard bomb. So 32-88 down to the Black Knight 12, and the return on that is going to go to the team big play chart. Sorry. So punt return on the big play chart is really nothing special. That's only going to be a 7-yard return. So Army starts their second drive of the first quarter at their own 19-yard line. And again, -7. Let's see if they can pull off another miraculous drive. But this time they are going to have to punt. And 19, that's going to be a 5-play, 19-yard drive. So that gets it up to the 38. All right, and on to punt. Army is a B. And I technically should be rolling the 2d6s on punt to capture any potential penalties there. I need to start doing that. All right, 2 on the punt for Army. That's going to be a 37-yard punt. 68-75, so that goes down to the Clemson 25, and 2 on the return. And again, Clemson on the punt return is a C. 2C is going to be no return, so Clemson starts their second drive on their 25-yard line, same as the first. Let's see if they can generate some offense after being shut down by the Black Knights the first time they have the ball. And again, a +3 for Clemson, and 70. That is going to be a successful drive with a potential scoring threat. 10 there, that's going to be a 7-play, 55-yard drive the second time around for Clemson. 60-80, that's going to put it down at the Army 20, and the situation 8. And again, Army is an 8 defense. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 from there. So 2nd down and 7 from the Army, I meant to say 20-yard line, 2nd down and 7. So Trevor Lawrence brings the Tigers up, and 2nd and 7. 3 is going to be a run play, and ball carrier on that is going to be Dixon. So 3 and a 2 for Clemson, and Clemson actually is going to do this from a -1, as Army's run defense is pretty solid. So -1, roll of 5, Dixon the ball carrier, and that's going to be a 3-yard gain for Dixon. Going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers here. From the Army 17, Trevor Lawrence. 3rd and 4, and they're actually going to come out and run the ball, and double 6s, no penalty on that. It's going to be a even result. Ball carrier 16 again is Dixon yet again, and no adjustment from the 0 column. That's going to be a 6-yard gain on a roll of 6, and it's going to be 1st down at the 11-yard line for Clemson. So the Tigers looking to knot this up here in the first quarter. going to be yet another run play. And for the Tigers, that's going to be a +2. 7, that's going to be a 3-yard gain. Etienne, the ball carrier. So Army's defense is very solid. 2nd down and 7 from the 8-yard line. Trevor Lawrence, and they're playing it cautious. They're going to run the ball again, +1 this time, and the ball carrier again is going to be Etienne. And 8 on a +1. That is going to be another 3-yard gain. So Army, yards are tough to come by. And that is going to be a 3rd down and 4 from the 5-yard line. Trevor Lawrence gets the signals. And 3rd and 4. And it is, or I'm sorry, 3rd and 5. It's going to be 2. It's going to be another run. This time Clemson gets 3 stars there against 1 star on defense. So it's going to be a +2. And your ball carrier is going to be Lawrence. So Lawrence on a +2 roll of 4, and that is going to be 4 yards. And he squeezes or gets down to the 1-yard line. I was wrong here. It was 3rd and 4 from the 5. So that's going to be a 1st and goal. And Clemson will probably tie it up right here, 9, and that's going to be a long pass. Again, we don't adjust long pass, and again, I talked about that in an earlier video because it affects the completion percentage. And down in the red zone, the passing zones are condensed, and it is harder to get a completion in, so we let the long roll stand. Of course, if it goes out of the end zone, it just is counted as a touchdown if he completes the pass. So long pass for Clemson, and they have a very good pass offense. It's going to be a +2 and a roll of 5 on the long pass, and that is going to be a completion. And that is going to go to the seldom used Nagata. So a 1-yard play action pass for Trevor Lawrence, and he has his first touchdown pass of the day. And the Tigers have scored to even things up, and next drive for Army will be the last drive of the 1st quarter. So extra points for Clemson, 0-97, up and good. And in the waning moments of the 1st quarter, we have a good ball game thus far. It is Army 7 and Clemson 7 as Clemson set to kick it off. Here we go. Clemson kickoff again is an A and a roll of 7. That's going to be a touchback. So Army starts the final drive of the 1st quarter on the 25-yard line. If you're tuning in late, Army got a big play, a 51-yard pass strike, their first play of the game, and ended up taking it down to score. Teams then exchanged punts before Clemson went on a drive to tie it up. And here in our final drive of the 1st quarter, so Clemson, or Army, sorry, -1 on the drive chart, and they're going to have to punt yet again. 16, that's going to be 5 plays, 14 yards to get up to the 39. And we'll punt from there, and we will head into the 2nd quarter after the punt return. All right, punt for Clemson, who is a B. Sorry, Army, who is a B, and roll of 4B. That is a booming punt, 56-yard punt, and 86-94, all the way down to the Clemson 6-yard line. And Clemson on the punt return is a C and a roll of 9. We're going to go to the team big play chart. So Clemson really not special there as well. That's going to be a 13-yard punt return up to the 19, and that's where we will start the 2nd quarter, tied at 7 here. So Clemson's 3rd simulated drive of the game, and again, they are a +3, so it needs to be 23 or better to have a successful drive. 53, they are going to have a successful drive. And 8, that's going to be 6 plays, 50 yards. All right, 6 plays, 50 yards, and 19. Down to the Army 31, and the situation there is going to be Second down and 10. So second and 10 from the Army, your 31-yard line. Trevor Lawrence comes up, and second and 10, it's going to be a short pass attempt, and 2 and a 6 on the 2D6 rolls. It's going to be a +3 for Clemson. That should definitely be a complete, as there's only one incompletion on the +3 column. 6, that's going to be a 9-yard gain, and that catch goes to Nagata again, his second catch of the ball game. So Clemson taking advantage of some unsung receivers here. It's going to make it a 3rd and 1 from the Army 22. And 3rd and 1, that's going to be a run play. Army, of course, expects that. So it's going to be a -1 result, 8, and the ball carrier 17 is going to be Malusi. So 8 on a -1, and that's still going to be a 3-yard gain as Malusi bolts forward, gets it down to the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for Clemson. Trevor Lawrence brings the Tigers up, and 1st and 10 going to be a run play. 11, this is going to go to Lawrence, is going to keep this. So 4 and a 3. And that's going to be a -1 for Trevor and a roll of 4 on the run column. That's going to be a 4-yard gain. Second down and 6 now from the 15. And yet another run play, and this is going to be a defensive penalty. 19 is within the defensive penalty range. So we'll go ahead and get the results. And 6 and 6, that's going to be a no result. Ball carrier is going to be Rancher. And so 0, and Rancher has a +2 adjustment when it's in the 0 column due to his above average yards per carry. So 8 on a +2, that's going to be a 5-yard gain for Rancher. And let's see what the penalty is first of all. So that would make it 3rd and 1, and the defensive penalty 20, and that's going to be a targeting call. So they're going to accept the penalty, and that's going to take it half the distance to the goal. So that puts it at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal for Clemson. As it looks like Army's hopeful first beginning of the game is going to be short-lived. It's yet another long pass for the Tigers. And 3 and a 6, it's going to be a +3 result. +3 result in a long pass. 5, that's actually going to be an incomplete pass. So Trevor Lawrence misses there. Going to be 2nd down and goal from the 8. 2nd goal from the 8. This is going to be a short pass this time. And 3 and 1, that's 0 from the even column. 5, that's going to be a 6-yard completion. And that goes to Williams. So Trevor Lawrence, it's going to be a 3rd and goal from the 2 now. Gets a sign from the sidelines, brings the team up to the line, and they're going to do another play-action pass. Kind of crazy, but that's how the dice called it. So 3rd and 2, and 3 and a 5, it's going to be a +2. And +2 long pass, a roll of 2, and that is going to be complete, and that's going to go to Rodgers for the touchdown. So 2nd time they've been inside the 5 and gone play action. Trevor Lawrence. His 2nd touchdown pass of the game as Clemson gets the extra point, and they go up 14-7 over the Black Knights as Army now set to start their first drive of the 2nd quarter. And that's going to be a penalty on the kicking team. All right, 4, and that is going to be past the line, so they'll re-kick that. And a no penalty there, another potential penalty, and that's still going to be a touchback as Clemson's kicker has a huge leg. So Army comes out, starts their drive on the 25-yard line. Let's see if they can catch lightning in a bottle again. They need high numbers. Not going to get it. That's going to be a punt. 5 plays, 22 yards, though, so they do move the ball a little bit. But not enough as they get up to the 47-yard line. And out to punt. Army, again, is a very good punting team. They are a B. No penalty and a 3B. That's going to be a 45-yard punt. So that is going to fall at the 8-yard line for Clemson, and Clemson on the punt return. Roll of 6 and a C. That's going to be a fair catch on the 8. So Clemson, long field ahead of them. And they have yet to start a drive outside of their 25-yard line as we're moving up to the halfway point of the second quarter. Going to be a run play. And 5 and 2, this is going to come at a -2 result. Ball carrier and Etienne not getting a lot of carries. Dixon going to be the ball carrier. So -2 and a 2, that's going to be a 2-yard gain for Dixon. His third carry in play-by-play mode. Down an 8 from the 10. And yet another run play and a possible penalty. 17 is no penalty. Clemson been very cautious. And deuces on the run call. It's going to be even. The ball carrier there is going to be Malusi, and he's going to get a +2 to the 0 column due to his skill. So we go to a +2. Roll of 1, going to be a 6-yard gain. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 2. All right, 3rd down and 2, 0 to 6, going to be another run. And of course it is Army, however, gets a no penalty on the doubles. Army gets a bonus star because they're expecting a run in this situation. Per the game rules, 3 and a 3, and that's going to be a -2 for Clemson. Roll of 6, and Lawrence is going to keep this. So -2, roll of 6, and Lawrence is barely going to get the 1st down, scratching out 3 tough yards. Up to the 19. And yes, I did decide to go play-by-play on this particular drive. Just to show you how that is done. All right, Clemson going to be a 5. And again, that's one of the things with the game, too. I want it to be flexible so you can use the either simulated drive portions of the game or go play-by-play for an entire drive, which is what we're doing here. And 1st down going to be a short pass. And it's going to be a +3 result. Short pass is going to go for 10 yards. And the receiver there, as Clemson's getting a lot of lesser used players into the game, and that is going to be Nagata again, his 3rd catch already of this game. So he is well ahead of what his standard output is. As the dice have been friendly to him, 1st and 10. And we're going to have a run play, 3 and a 5 on the run. It's going to be an even result, and the ball carrier here is going to be Etienne. And Etienne also has a +2 in the 0 when it's in the 0 column. So it's going to come from column 2, 8-yard run for Etienne. Up to the 37-yard line, 2nd down and 2 for the Tigers. Let's go down to 2, and Trevor Lawrence, short pass. Going to be a +2 result and a roll of 8. That's going to be a 5-yard completion to Etienne out of the backfield. And 1st down for Clemson. So Clemson now up to their own 42. Yet another run play, and this one is not going to be as successful. Going to be a -1. -1 roll of 8, that's a 3-yard gain, and ball carrier on there is Malusi. So far, a lot of high rolls in terms of the ball distribution, which is a little unusual here. 2nd down, it's going to be a short pass call by Clemson and possible penalty, no penalty 4s. On the pass play, it's going to be a +1. And +1 roll of 9, that's going to be a 5-yard completion, and that goes to Williams. his second catch of the game. That gets the ball up to midfield, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 situation. Let's see if the Army defense can hunker down here. 7 on 3rd and 1, and it's actually going to be a short pass. Clemson trying to cross Army up. That's going to come from the even column 9 on a short pass, and that's going to be incomplete. So Army's defense not caught napping there. Throws it into the ground. 3rd and 1 from midfield, and early in the game, we're just going to go ahead and punt. I know Dabo Sweeney probably would have gone for this, but we're going to try and pin Army deep here. All right, so again, Clemson's punting is a B, and that's going to be a 43-yard punt down to the 7, a possible block, which we will roll for in a second, and an 8 on the punt return for Army. 8 on the punt return, C column, that would be a 6-yard gain. So if they do not block this, it will be to the 14 where Army will start their next drive, and they indeed do not block it. So Army, their final drive of the first half commences from the 14-yard line. Clemson will have one more drive after this, and we will be at halftime. Only 14-7, Army hanging around. And 22, that's going to be yet another punt. So Army's success after their initial opening game drive has been minimal at this point. 6 on the punt, that's going to be 6 plays, 26 yards. So again, they're getting some yards, but just not able to sustain anything. And 30-40, it's going to go up to their own 40-yard line where they will punt. And successful punt for Army. And again, they are a B, roll of 8, and that's going to be a 40-yard punt. So it comes down at the Clemson 20-yard line, and the punt return for Clemson is 6, and 6 in the C column is going to be a fair catch 20. So that's where Clemson will start their next drive, and we'll go back to the simulated portion of the drive mode after going play-by-play the entire last drive. 15, and Clemson at a +3 is still going to have to punt for the second time in this game. So Army's defense keeping them in the game. They're just not going to have the firepower on offense to go toe-to-toe with Clemson, and that is going to be actually 3 plays, 0 yards, so 3 and out. And Clemson is going to punt. We'll see if we get a big play. There really no opportunity for Army here to return this to the house. So 9 on the punt is going to be a 43-yard punt, but again, that is going to be a potential block, and Army's punt return is a C. So 6 on the C would be a fair catch. So this will be a 43-yarder. Let's see if we get the block, though. It needs to be a 99, and it is not blocked. So that's going to be the end of the first half, and a surprising first half. Army, they again upset Northwestern their last time out, 6-3, and they're hanging tough with Clemson here in this one, 14-7. Clemson leads at the half, and we'll go ahead and tee it up. Clemson is going to get the second half kickoff, and again, with the difference between the number of drives each team gets per game. This is going to be an 11 drive per team game, so each will get 6 drives in the second half. As Army set to kick it off, and 2 on a D. That's going to be a touchback, so Clemson's going to start their first drive of the second half on the 25-yard line. And I'm sure Dabo Sweeney had a earful for his team at halftime, only up 14-7 over the plucky Black Knights. 89 on a +3 for Clemson on their first drive. That's going to be a potential fumble. So first of all, we will get the yardage, and that's going to be 3 plays, 24 yards. So up to the 49, and we're going to roll the fumble now. And now Army, turnover-wise, they are no adjustment to fumble, so it's going to be straight off of Clemson's fumble rating, which is 1-11. So Army could get the turnover here, 15, and Clemson on the ball and they will go into play-by-play mode. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 when there is a unsuccessful turnover. It automatically reverts to 1st and 10, no situation. All right, Clemson now looking to extend their lead up by 7 points. It's going to be a run play on 1st down. And 5 and 1 for Clemson, going to be from the -3 column. Etienne, the ball carrier, as Army stacking the box. And Etienne still going to power his way forward for a couple of yards. That's actually the best result he could have got on that. So 2nd down and 8 now from the 49-yard line of Army. And potential penalty, and 8 just missed a offensive penalty chance for Clemson, as it's going to be another run play. And 6 is coming out of the 0 column, and Etienne's going to be the ball carrier. Again, he has the 0 column adjustment of 2. So it's going to be a 6, and he gets 6 yards and another potential fumble. So Etienne, 6 yards on the carry. And it will be a 3rd and 2 if they recover this. So again, 1 to 11, 2nd turnovers, and they are lucky again. They retain possession. Turnovers are what's going to swing this game and give Army a chance. And Clemson's dodged 2 bullets now. 3rd down and 2, going to be a run play, and Army stacking the box. So that's going to be even call, and ball carrier on that 15 is going to be Dixon. No adjustment from the 0 column, so 0-5. It's going to be a 3-yard gain, 1st down. 1st down and 10 for Clemson now from the Army 40-yard line. And again, clinging to a 14-7 lead. Army hung around all first half as we are here early in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be a run call, and Clemson's run game has not been very impressive yet today. 5 and 3, and that's going to be a -2. Ball carrier again is going to be Dixon, so 8 on a -2, and that is going to be a 1-yard gain for Dixon. So Clemson eating up time of possession, as it's 2nd down and 9. 2nd down and 9, going to be a short pass call, and Clemson, again, their pass offense is extremely good. This is going to be a +3 result. So +3 result and a roll of 9. We're going to the big pass play 1 chart. First time that has come up in the game. And this is going to go to Galloway. So Galloway rolling for a big play on the big play pass chart, and that's a 0. That's going to be a 29-yard strike, taking it all the way down to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. So Lawrence and Galloway team up for the big strike here again early in the 3rd quarter. 1st and goal, and it's going to be a play action pass. 6-4. It's going to be a -1. -1 on the short pass column, and a result of 9. That's going to be a 6-yard gain, and that's going to go to Etienne out of the backfield. So 2nd down and goal from the 4. And this is going to be a long pass attempt, and again, no adjustment there. Due to the fact that it adds realism because the zones, again, are compressed at this area of the field. 5 and 1, that's going to be a -2, however. -2 on the long pass and a roll of 3. And that is still going to be complete. Lawrence able to knife it in there, and that goes to Rogers, and it is a touchdown. So Trevor Lawrence, his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. And for Rogers, his 2nd touchdown reception. And Clemson finally starting to get comfortable and pull away. Looking to go up 21-7, and they do indeed. So 21-7 here in the 3rd quarter, and they'll get ready to kick off to the Black Knights, who get their first drive of the 2nd half. And 3 on kickoff, that is going to be a touchback. So Army's going to start it at the 25-yard line. as Clemson has an exceptional kicker. And Army is actually going to have a potentially successful drive here, 72 on the -7 column. And they've dodged, or they've pulled off this a couple of times. So one's going to be 6 plays, 45 yards. So from the 25, it's going to take it down to the Clemson 30 and a roll of 8. And again, Clemson's defense is a 10+. Going to be 2nd down and 10 from there as we jump into situational mode. All right, play-by-play mode, 2nd and 10 from the Clemson 30. Let's see what Army's got. They're keeping it on the ground, doing what they do well. 3 and a 1, and it's going to be a -1. -1 roll of 6, and that's a 3-yard gain. Ball carrier on that's going to be Anderson. So that brings up a 3rd down and 7 from the 27. And Army here, and they're going to try a long pass. Clemson is expecting it. It would have been actually a fairly decent result, 1 and a 6. So Clemson gets a bonus star. This will come a +1. +1, and going to be incomplete and a possible sack. And roll of 7, Army's base sack rate is 1 to 13. And Clemson's sack adjustment, they are good at getting sacks, is a +5. So they might get taken out of field goal position here as Tyler's going to be sacked. It's going to be a 6-yard loss back to the 33-yard line. And that is a huge play for Clemson. That makes it a 50-yard field goal. And using the adjustment for distances, Army's maximum field goal is 43, so it's 7 yards past that. It's going to have to be a 0 to 27 to be good. So here we go, 0 to 27, trying the long field goal. Kick is up, and it is actually good. So Army will make a little bit of lemonade on that drive. It is now 21 to 10, and the Black Knights are going to kick off here midway, moving up on the midway quarter. And kickoff by Army, a D. That's going to come down to the 10-yard line. And for Clemson, kickoff return B, roll of 2. That's going to be a 22-yard return up to the 32-yard line where they will start their next drive. All right, and again, Clemson, a +3. They only need 23 or better to have a successful drive. 44, they got it. And a roll of 2 on the drive chart. It's going to be 4 plays, 30 yards. 62, and that's going to take it down to the Black Knight 38. And the situation on a roll of 5 is going to be 3rd down and 4. So 3rd and 4 from 38 for the Black Knights, or for Clemson, I'm sorry. And 3rd and 4, they're going to try and run for it. So Clemson, roll of 2 on their check. It's going to be a +1 result. Roll of 9 on +1. And that's going to be a 5-yard gain. And Malusi, who's having a pretty good game, gets the 1st down to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10, as the drive will continue there. Trevor Lawrence now, and Trevor Lawrence 1st down, going to be a long pass call, and it's going to catch Navy napping. This is going to be a +2. +2 roll of 5, and that's going to be a 21-yard strike to Powell. So down to the 12-yard line, Trevor Lawrence, a big strike to Powell, 1st and 10. Trevor Lawrence in play-by-play mode thus far, it doesn't account the stats which will be taken from the simulated drives. 11 for 13. And Powell, that's his 1st catch in play-by-play mode. So Clemson now finally getting into gear after struggling in the first half to dominate Army. And here we go, 1st down, going to be another long pass attempt. So 3 and a 2 for Clemson, going to be a +1. +1 roll of 2 on the long pass, and that's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Lawrence gets the signal, and this time it's going to be a short pass attempt. 3-1 coming from the even column, a roll of 3, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. So Trevor Lawrence, after I commended him on his outstanding passing, is now his 0 for his last 2 in play-by-play mode. 3rd and 10, here we go. And 3rd and 10, that is going to be a long pass. The defense is expecting that, so they're going to get that star boost. 6 and a 5, so it's going to be -2. -2 in a roll of 8, and that's going to be an 18-yard strike. That'll be a touchdown, possible interception, though. So first of all, the intended receiver there is going to be Powell. So we'll make a note of that, and we have to roll for the interception. Army intercepting the ball is a +9. They are exceptional in coverage. Trevor Lawrence is a 1 to 5, so 1 to 14. This ball is going to be picked off in the end zone, and Army, and they come through and intercept Trevor Lawrence in the end zone. A huge play for the Black Knights, and that keeps things interesting now. It's going to be 21 to 10 as they're going to take over on the 25 after the turnover. So a big play there by Army. Let's see if their offense can capitalize and turn this into a drive now. Again, they face an uphill battle, though. It's got to be above 64, and they're not going to be able to do it. 16, that's going to be a 5-play, 14-yard drive up to the 39, where they will have to punt. But their defense is keeping them in it. Still only 21 to 10 here as we move past the midway point of the 3rd quarter. And the punt for Army. Again, they are B punting. That's going to be a 34-yard punt, and the return for Clemson. 3C, that's going to be a fair catch. So 34-yard punt, 64, 73, down to the 27-yard line. And Clemson will start their next drive there. This is their last drive of the 3rd quarter. 26 and a +3. They barely eke out a successful drive there. That's going to be 5 plays, 32 yards for Clemson. And that'll take it down to the the Army 41 and 11, though. That's going to put them in a tough situation. Going to be 3rd and 2 from there. All right, 3rd and 2 now from the Army 41-yard line. And as expected, it's going to be a run play, possible penalty. No penalty on that. So 3s for both, and that's going to be, with the additional star, a -2 result. So a 5 on the -2, and that is going to be a 2-yard gain, and barely scratching ahead is going to be Trevor Lawrence as he pulls that. So this is a couple of times that Clemson has just managed to keep drives going on 3rd and short situations. So 1st and 10, and it's going to be another run play. 5 and a 3, it's going to be a -2, roll of 9, -2, and that's going to be a stuff. So ball carrier on that is 16. That is going to be Dixon. So we will roll on the stuff chart. Roll of 4, that's going to be -3 yards for Dixon. And he's shouldered most of the workload here in play-by-play mode. So that's going to move it to 2nd down, 20. 2nd down and 13 from the 42. And Clemson's going to throw a short pass. 6 and a 4, that will be a -1 on the short pass, roll of 1. And that's going to be a 5-yard completion going to Williams. So down to the 37, 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers. Again, Army hanging around, giving Clemson all they want here. And in this situation, 3rd and 8, Army's going to get that extra star. So 4 and a 6, it's going to be still a +1, though, for Clemson. So +1 on the long pass, and that is going to be actually +2 would have helped Army better. That's going to be a 20-yard completion. And that goes to Powell. So Powell's come up with a couple of big catches, and coming up here huge in a clutch situation is Lawrence down to the 17-yard line. And remember, last drive, Army was fortunate to get an interception in the end zone. 1st and 10 now from the 17. And that's going to be a short pass attempt. +3. And +3, that is going to be an 11-yard completion. And the recipient of that is Ladson. And that takes it down to the 6. 1st down and goal for the Tigers from there. So Army's hung around all game, and it seems like they are finally about to get put out of their misery. But they've given Clemson a very tough game here. 2nd down, and that's going to be 1st and goal. 6, that's going to be another short pass. 6 and 3, -2 this time, and -2, that is still going to be a 7-yard strike. That's going to be a touchdown, and Trevor Lawrence to Etienne out of the backfield, 7 yards, and Lawrence's 4th touchdown pass of the game to go with 1 interception. And Clemson now with the extra point is good. So Clemson now up 28-10. And again, it was 14-7 at halftime, but they have slowly and methodically ground Army down, as this will be Army's last drive of the 3rd quarter. All right, on the kickoff for Clemson, a 6. That's going to be another touchback. And Army now, they must have this drive as they start from their own 25-yard line. Simulated portion of the drive, 45 at a -7. Unfortunately, they're going to get stuck punting again. 4 plays, 10 yards. So from the 35, they're going to kick it. And that's going to bring the 3rd quarter to a close here after we get the punt. All right, 2 on the punt. And again, Army is a B. It's going to be a 37-yard punt. And we're going to go to the team of Big Sharp for the return. As that's down to the 28-yard line. Again, Clemson, nothing special on their big play special teams charts. 7 on the punt return, and that's going to be a 1-yard punt return, 1-yard return, and another possible fumble. So again, Clemson, their own worst enemy, they've managed to avoid 2 fumbles. They have thrown in an interception. That's the only turnover of the game. So 1-11 here. Army is going to get the ball in good field position, and Clemson again dodges a bullet on the punt return. So they'll start their first drive of the 4th quarter on the 29. As we head into the 4th quarter, it is 28-10, Clemson in the lead. Let's see if Army's defense can come up, and they rise to the challenge again. Army giving Clemson everything they want defensively. They put up an admirable effort. It's going to be a 6-play, 20-yard drive, and they're going to punt from the 49-yard line. So all is not lost yet for Army, though it is highly unlikely they're going to pull this off, as punt team comes out for Clemson, and possible penalty 19, and that is going to be a defensive penalty. And if it is all right, and that will be a roughing the kicker penalty. So Clemson gets yet another break, 36-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down and 10. And that is a wasted drive opportunity for Army. So 1st and 10, Clemson from the 36. And they're going to be forced to kick again on the simulated portion of the drive. It's going to be another 4-play, 10-yard drive. So they get down to the 26-yard line, and they are within field goal range here. So from the 26, this will be a 43-yard field goal attempt. 0 to 85, it will be good. And that is true. So Clemson now, as we reach the midway point of quarter number 4, they go up 31 to 10 and are set to kick off to the Black Knights, who will only have 2 drives left in this game now. All right, and then 9, and that is going to come down to the 5-yard line, a rare bad kickoff for Clemson. I guess not necessarily bad, but not into the end zone, and that'll be a 31-yard return for the Black Knights up to the 36, where they'll start their next drive. All right, they need a big drive here, 73, and Army is not going away. They're going to have another potential scoring drive here, and that's going to be 4 plays, 30 yards. So 66, that's going to take it down to the 34-yard line. And situation we'll jump into there against a 10 defense, unfortunately, is going to be a 3rd and 10, though, so that doesn't bode well for them. 3rd and 10 from the 34, I would say this is full territory. Third and 10, and this is going to be a short pass attempt. And good rolls for Army on this. It's going to be a 2 stars against 2 stars. So this will come off the 0 column, and a 0 column roll of 1, and that's going to be a 9-yard gain and a yard short. So it's going to be 4th and 1, as the recipient of that is going to be Walters. And Tyler now in play-by-play mode is 3 for 5, and again, not counting the simulated drive. So 4th and 1, they've got to go for it here. Clemson's stacking the box. They know what's coming, and hopefully their defense is ready. And Army is still going to get away with that, though, as it is indeed a run play, and they're going to get 2 stars to 1. So a +1 result and a roll of 9 on the +1. That's going to be an 8-yard gain. And on the ball carrier, there is going to be Anderson. So a huge 8-yard gain as Anderson pops through the line down to the 17, 1st and 10. So Army with a chance to still make this respectable. Filiota, hey, what's up, buddy? And thank you very much. Yeah, this was really out of necessity. I had a different design at first, but I was not getting the print point or price point, sorry, for my printer that I wanted. And I actually had to end up formatting these so I could fit 5 on an 1117 template for the printer to get a reasonable price point. So that's how we ended up with these, but I am glad that you like them. All right, Army now, as we are, again, past the midway point in the 4th quarter. They trail 31 to 10 against Clemson Tigers. They've still put out a good fight. This is going to be a run play, of course. That's what Army does well. And it's going to be a 3-star against 3-star results. So in the 0 column, roll of 5, and the ball carrier there is going to be Buchanan, no adjustment. Roll of 5, and he pops off an 8-yard run. So that's going to make it 2nd down and 2 as he gets down to the 9-yard line. So again, Army, their offense, once they get a drive going, they're tough to stop for everybody, or anybody, I should say. And again, it's going to be a run play. 3 and a 6 on the line control roll, and that's going to be a +2 for Army. +2 roll of 5, and that's going to be a 4-yard gain. And ball carrier there is again going to be Anderson. And Army now is going to have a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Clemson gave up a touchdown on the opening drive. They've held their triple option in check since then, but Army threatening here. 1st and goal, and it's going to be another run play. What else? 3 and a 2, -1 this time, however, and -1 roll of 5, and that's going to be still a 4-yard gain. So fighting ahead for those extra yards is Atkins, his first carry in play-by-play mode. And that is going to make it 2nd and goal from the 1. I'm pretty sure we know what is coming here. Yes, indeed, that will be a run play. And this time, though, it's going to come at a -2. So -2, but still fighting ahead is the ball carrier, Buchanan, and he's going to squeeze into the end zone, driving the pile forward, 1-yard touchdown run. And Army, they're not going to win this game. They are making it respectable late, as that makes the score 31-16, pending the extra point. And remember, our last test game, Army pulled off a low-scoring 6-3 upset over Northwestern. So a little bit more variety in this game, as the extra point is good. Army does have to stop Clemson here, though. Each team has 1 drive left. So Army set to kick it off, and that is going to be a penalty on the kickoff. And 12. Actually, that's only going to be 5 yards, so they'll kick it back. Can't have a holding penalty on the kicking team. They're going to try and kick off another potential penalty, though. This time it does not happen. And kick off in the D column. Roll of 2, and that's still going to get boomed into the end zone. So Clemson starts their last drive of the game on their own 25-yard line. All right, here we go. Last drive. Clemson would like to get a little bit of insurance here. And again, Army's put up a very admirable fight today in this game. I expected a blowout, to be honest with you. All right, here we go. Clemson from the 25 and a 65. That is going to be a potentially successful drive. 4 plays, 35 yards for the Tigers. So that puts us down at the Army 20 and a roll of 7 on the situational dice. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from there. So Clemson into play-by-play mode, looking to salt this away. 31-17 is a score right now. Clemson would like to get that last touchdown to cover the spread for those who are prone to gamble. 1st and 10, and this is going to be a run play. 4 and a 6 for Clemson. That'll be a +1 result, and ball carrier is going to be Dixon on this one. So +1, 7. That's going to be a 6-yard gain for Dixon. Again, Dixon more carries in play-by-play mode than Etienne thus well. Etienne's not going to be able to catch him unless he gets the ball every play for the rest of this drive. All right, 2nd down for Clemson, and stray dice, and it's going to be a play-action long pass on 2nd and 4. So Trevor Lawrence going for the dagger, potential penalty, no. So 3s for both team on the pass play, and that's going to be a +1 for Clemson and a roll of 1 on the long pass chart. It's going to be a 20-yard strike. So Trevor Lawrence going for the jugular, and he hits Ladson. And that's going to go all the way down to the 14-yard line, 1st and 10, as Clemson looks to salt this away. Final drives of the game for both teams, and Clemson keeping it on the ground now, a 3 and a 2. And that will be a -1 result on the run column, -1. 4-yard run for, again, Malusi, who's had a lot of carries also, 4 yards. Down to the 10-yard line, 2nd down and 6 for Clemson. Going to be yet another run play, a potential penalty, no penalty, however, and 3s for both. It's going to be a -1 roll of 1, and that's going to be a 4-yard gain. And Trevor Lawrence catches the defense napping, pulls that, gains 4 yards. Army has made them work for their yardage, however. That's going to make it 3rd down and 2 from the 6. And this will definitely salt the game away. And again, they're going to do the dreaded play-action pass from inside the 10. And 6 and a 5 is going to be a -1. So So -1 on the play action long pass, and that's going to be incomplete, and that's going to force yet another field goal attempt. So Army's defense has played well in this game, giving up 4 touchdowns, but forced 1, 2. They've also forced 4 punts, had an interception, and forced a couple of field goal tries as well. Here comes a field goal attempt, and it's going to be a 23-yarder. That's almost automatic. It is good. So Clemson now, that makes it 34-17. They've got Army doubled up, and this will be Army's last chance. They will be in regular drive mode here, and if they score, they'll get a chance for an onside kick. So Clemson on the kickoff and an 8. It's going to go down to the goal line. Army's return on that. And Army is C on kickoff returns, a roll of 5, and that's going to be a 31-yard return. So Army, decent field position to start their last drive of the ball game. Let's see if they can make it respectable yet again. Here we go. Final drive of the game, 37. Not going to happen as Clemson's going to get the stop. And this is going to be 4 plays, 10 yards, and that's going to do it. All right, so Clemson with a stop, and that is your ball game, folks. But Army, they stayed even. It was 7-7 after 1 quarter, and they outscored Clemson 7-6 here in the 4th. But in the 2nd and 3rd, it was Clemson by a 21-3 margin. So final score here as the Black Knights, again, 6-3 winners over Northwestern their last time out in an upset. They had more success moving the ball against Clemson, who has a slightly better defense, which I guess is why you play the game. But final score here is Clemson 34, Army 17. And hey, Brock, what's up, buddy? Missed you guys stopping in. Mr. Wrestling 2, what is up? All right, so that's it. Clemson, the Black Knights, as they usually do. I mean, let's face it, even in real life, Army gives a lot of teams fits. And, certainly Clemson really never in doubt of losing this game, I don't think. It was only 14-7 at halftime, and Clemson had a good 3rd quarter to kind of get some breathing room. But still, a 34-17 Clemson win is a very respectable showing for Army. We'll do our total yards. I'm not going to do the breakdown of individual stats from the simulated drive. So give me just a second here as I will add up total yards for both teams. Really not a bad effort at all from Army. 2 there. If you have any questions on the game while I'm doing this, guys, type them in the chat as well. I would be happy to answer them. And I think I screwed that up. Hold on. Yeah, I definitely did. So I'm not 6, 14, 21 there. All right, so Army actually, again, remember Northwestern, even though they beat Northwestern 6-3 in the last test game, Northwestern held them to a paltry 112 total yards. They managed to get off 301 total yards against Clemson in this, so pretty respectable result there. We'll do Clemson's yardage real quick. Clemson is going to have quite a bit more than that. They're going to have substantially more than that. 14, 8, 22. Army's defense played well, though. They really did. 12, 9, 21. All right, Clemson ended up with 503 total yards. So 503 total yards for the Tigers and 301 total yards for the Black Knights. Drive summaries: Army 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They were forced to punt 7 times. Clemson 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals, and they were forced to punt 4 times, and they also had an interception. So that's going to wrap it up, guys. Filiota, will there be a way to quick play with all simulated drives like your quick play boxing football game? Yeah, no, thank you very much. And that hopefully is the goal to make this enjoyable as well. I haven't worked on that piece yet. Right now, I'm really focusing. And again, as you can see, this is a hybrid mode. So you do have quick play portions of the drive. Then you step into play-by-play. And that's, definitely designed to speed the game up. You can also play the entire game play-by-play if you choose to, which I did one drive earlier in this game at that level. So at this point, I will eventually, and again, it's going to be at the end of the 2021 season, which will be after the bowl games in 2022 when this comes out. So, roughly we still have 6 months of development time. And as we get further into it and get this to where I really like it, get it honed in, I'll definitely work on some type of quick play formula there to get through games where you simulate an entire drive, so you can play a game in maybe 10, 15 minutes doing it that way versus the hybrid mode. So yeah, it's something I'll definitely work on. And again, the engine is there for that. I just need to adapt the hybrid simulated drives to a complete drive simulation. So work to come and details to come on that in the future, but good question. Thank you very much. So, all right, looks like that is it. So we'll end the stream. And again, guys, if you like the video and are interested in the game, please hit that thumbs up. And I'll be focusing a lot of the upcoming videos over the next 3 weeks on the continued development and testing of this game. So look for them here. Hope you all enjoyed again. I appreciate you stepping by. Again, Matt Steeler Fan 1933, G-Puck, Filiota, Brock, Mr. Wrestling 2. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. Take care.